What's up, YouTube? Today we got a map guide on the new heist map, Bone Tunnel. I'm going to teach you how to dominate on that map. So let's do it. Alright, I played this map for about 2 hours today, went on a roll. We went about 31-2, so we did pretty dang well. So I got a lot of great tips for you guys. I'm going to teach you the 2 best team comps for this map. They're actually pretty different than some of the other normal team comps for Heist, but both of these very, very good. Small differences between them. I'm going to go over mirror matches for these comps. Going to have a lot of really good quality gameplay for you, all versus high trophy teams. Going to go over mirror matches, difficult matchups, and I'm going to go over one of our losses as well, show you some of the mistakes we made. Let's start out with the first team comp, Triple Tank. This one is definitely pretty unusual for Heist. Sometimes you see this in Brawl Ball. Usually you don't see this sort of team comp though. Tanks are not really strong in this meta, but on this map they are definitely really strong. A lot of walls, a lot of grass really allows them to get close to enemies without taking a lot of shots, build up their supers, and of course Bull and Daryl in general really good in Heist. And you're actually going to see some El Primo on this map as well. He's just a pretty generally good stats brawler, usually not too strong for shotgunners, but he works pretty well on this map because of all those walls and the grass. Now you can also use a Frank, but it's not quite as good. I'm gonna definitely recommend you stick to El Primo, Bull, and Daryl. Definitely really strong team comp with this. Now, using this team comp is fairly straightforward. You generally have to follow a lot of good heist tips, but basically how it works, you're going to have, for the most part, one brawler down each of the 3 lanes. Now, to make that first push, you have to win one of those one-on-ones. You can have a tank just sneak past everyone, just run past everyone. If they don't defend it well, if they don't have someone who stays behind you, then that can definitely work, and you can get some shots on the safe, maybe get it down about 20%. But generally, you want to try and build up your super, and another big thing to do is try and break down that center wall by the enemy safe so that Daryl can super straight away to the enemy safe. That's going to be really important because Daryl has, of course, the most useful super. He can use it from the least distance away, the furthest distance away. So definitely important to get that wall down. Okay, so let's go straight into some gameplay, and I'll walk you through how we played it live in match, and then we'll go over the other team comp after this. Okay, now let's start out with a mirror matchup, Triple Tank versus Triple Tank. Now, I will also say first, I think the other team comp that we're going to go over after a couple games is a little bit better, but I think this one is a little bit more straightforward. So you're seeing me as the Bull here. Now, one thing that's important with this is you don't want to let anyone behind you. Also, if you get any opportunities to double team an enemy brawler, definitely take it. If you can get a 3-on-2, you're going to have a big advantage, especially if you can get your super. It's really, really important. So you're seeing here that we got a kill and we're going in because there's 2 of us here. 2 people on the safe is much more dangerous than 1. They had 1 enemy on the safe, which is dangerous to leave them, but we were able to get 2 on the safe, and you're going to see we were able to get more damage on the safe, about 20% more, 15% more, and then we died, and then after we died, we can respawn and defend the safe. So you get an opportunity, just like that. Our El Primo stayed alive the whole time because of that. We were able to sneak past their defense and then go in for the win. So that was a quick one. We got another similar match here. Instead of Triple Tank, they have 2 tanks and a Ricochet. This is a really, really good team comp. Facing the Ricochet can be a little bit difficult for Triple Tanks. You have to be careful not to give the Ricochet too many shots, but in general, you can overpower this sort of team comp as the Ricochet might not always have a good angle on you, and you're going to see here that Ricochet got a little bit too far forward. I was able to punish him like that, and now we're going to try and double team a brawler here. Me and this El Primo, we're going to go in, and we're just continuously get 3-on-2s, and we're just going to deal a lot of damage to the safe, try and stay alive as long as we can, able to kill the Ricochet again, and we're just going to, of course, just keep on pummeling that safe. I did waste my super here. Probably should have saved it. As you can see, my teammates all died right afterwards. I should have just saved it. Not a great move. I tried to build it up back again, wasn't able to do so. Now we're just going to respawn and wait and see. Of course, the key is to try and build up your super as much as possible. That Bull did get a super on our safe. Not a big deal, though, because it did charge up our next super, which is more important. Only 13% left. Just got to build up a super, bide our time, and then get as close to the safe as possible. And we're going to go ahead and super in. Now, there were 3 of them there. I waited a little bit because they can try and kill us pretty easily. You can see I actually wasn't able to finish that safe, but my teammate Daryl was able to. Oh, actually, he's not quite able to. The Primo was able to finish it off, and there we go. All right, now instead of facing a Ricochet, we're facing a Spike. Spike also pretty good on this map. I mean, anytime there's a lot of tanks, Spike is a good option. Spike is a pretty good tank counter. As a shotgunner, you do also want to be going up versus these El Primos. If you can get in close range, you will deal more damage than those El Primos. I took this opportunity to get a little bit of damage with my super, go in, hoping I can double team some brawlers with my El Primo teammate, and we were able to do that, get a kill here. He was able to jump in, stay a little bit alive. We're all just getting in, doing a little bit of damage, getting a couple kills, staying alive as a team. Just trading off blows, keeping them low, stopping them from healing up. We got a lot of damage in that one push because we were able to get past their defense. And mostly because we were able to win a one-on-one matchup early on, which I did versus El Primo. Now I'm staying back because I thought one of them had super. Their bull did, so I stayed and just waited there. If you know one of their tanks has super and you just respawn, it's a good idea to sit by your safe, defend your safe. You don't need to have two people do that. Usually one at least is a good option. Only 5% left in the safe. We're just going to super and end this right here. So good win for our team. All right, now this is our last game with Triple Tank, another mirror match, and this one is actually going to be our loss. So let's go ahead and see what mistakes we make. First, start off normal. Everyone one in each lane. I'm checking each bush, checking each side, trying to see. Just getting chip shots, building up. Both Darryl and each other have traded blows, probably an equal amount here. I'm just going to heal up while I have the opportunity. No point in not. I'm going on the better matchup here. I'd rather be on the El Primo, but we're going to see. I think I actually don't handle this very well. They actually get the first kill, so they have a little bit of advantage here. Their bull has super. Actually, no, it goes fine. We both trade blows. I have my super now. I'm going to try and keep this El Primo low. I am able to stop him from healing. Their bull does have super, though. I go back and defend. I probably should have been aggressive here. I do end up going that, but I was a little bit late. If I was with my El Primo, I think we could have done a little bit better. We did actually come out, I think, on the damage side. Not by a lot, though. And I do believe they have more supers than us, so we have to defend. I know they have triple tank. They definitely have supers, so I'm going to wait back here. Our Darryl's going in. We do have their enemy wall down, so a good time for Darryl to go in. I am sitting here defending, but they are able to get some stuns on me while they do that, so it's not super successful. But with my teammate to help there, we are able to defend for the most part. They took about 40% off the safe. Now we can push up. And they're good. We're going to have a 2-on-3 here. Not a perfect opportunity. We're going to try and keep them back. And this game is going to be really, really close. Here comes our Darryl. Here we go. Have a 2-on-1. But they also have two people in the safe. So it's going to be really close who's going to come out. And you can see we lost by 4%. So we didn't quite have the defense. Sometimes with triple tank that can happen, though. Okay, now let's go with the other team comp, which is actually really, really similar. It's just switching in Ricochet for one of those brawlers. Ricochet is really, really good on this map. There's so many walls, and you might have seen earlier, when this match started, we actually were able to get a rematch versus those guys who just beat us, and you'll have to see who comes out on top this time. But you can probably figure that we won this since I'm showing it right here. Although, actually, we didn't have any losses with this team comp, with the Ricochet one. So as soon as we switched to Ricochet, I think it was a little bit more reliable, a little bit easier. We were able to defend a little bit better, which is definitely the weakness, probably with triple tank, is if you lose any of those one-on-one matchups, it can be a little bit difficult to defend because all of a sudden the other team has a big advantage. But with Ricochet, you can recover a little bit easier. You have that range. Also, his super is really, really good on this map. There's a lot of angles for Ricochet. Now, generally, when you play with Ricochet on this map, you want to go in the middle as Ricochet because there's a lot of great bounce opportunities for you, and you can just take either the middle shot or you can take a lane shooting either left or right from the middle. But in the beginning of the game, if you do shoot left or right, don't do it too often because you will end up giving the enemy team an option to go down the middle because you won't be defending whenever you're shooting it left or right. So be careful with that. Shooting down the middle with Ricochet is always really good. You can see me look at this super defense here. Using my super as a defense, I got half of it back right there. Really good use of my super both times. And if you break down that middle wall, the El Primo or the Bull, whoever you use as your second tank, has to be really good at breaking down that middle wall. Even more important to do so with this team comp because that super down the middle of the map with Ricochet is really, really valuable. And look at these supers I got with Ricochet. And just like that, we're able to win this time by 24% health with a little bit better defense this time. Okay, now let's go over some other matchups. You could use Dynamite or Spike instead of Ricochet, but I'm still going to recommend Ricochet the most. He's definitely going to be the best for me. Spike, maybe second best. Dynamite, third best. I probably wouldn't recommend the others. I mean, Barley's fine, but I still think Ricochet is, like, definitely the best. So going to watch the one. They have Dynamite, but here's what's going to happen. We're just going to go ahead and get one-on-one matchup. This is a really good bounce opportunity for Ricochet. If you're able to get on the safe right there, I was only able to get it once or twice there, but that's a really great place to super because usually you can damage the enemy, get a kill or two, and damage the enemy safe. And you're going to see him do that a couple times in some of these games. Using his super as a defense is a little bit tough sometimes. especially early on. You might not always have the angle, so you might sometimes have to wait for a teammate to help you out and help you get a better angle. So you can see here, I'm just going to get damage on the safe and get some shots and then build up my super. I have my super now. I'm probably going to go ahead and take a super shot. I'm going to build back up, and look at that. I almost have my super again, because often so many times people are just sitting in front of the safe because you have tanks. Your teammates are on the safe as well, so they're trying to kill your tanks, and you can able to get a lot of good super damage. Now this time we're facing a little bit more range. I have Dynamite and Colt. The Dynamite and Ricochet might be a little stronger, but you can say Colt is not bad for breaking down the walls. It depends on your team count going forward. So we're going to go ahead and here. We're going to lose the first one-on-one matchup, Darryl versus Bull, so not a great advantage to the start. I should have taken that opportunity. Instead of shooting middle there, I should have shot right and stopped the Bull from healing up. That was my fault there. So now we're just trying to figure out how we can best defend this. I didn't quite have the great angles here. You can see I'm really struggling to get a good angle to defend this. So it's really up to my Darryl. He did a great job defending. We did take some damage, but El Primo did even better by himself, getting even more damage on the enemy safe just versus a Dynamite, probably dodging the Dynamite shots. Got a little bit far forward here, but I am able to get ahead and just push forward. And look at this. This is going to be exactly what you want. Able to super on that Bull and get this. And I'm able to kill this Bull. And now I'm just sitting on the safe here because I had a really good angle, able to shoot the safe and the Bull. And we're just going to get a lot of damage on the safe. That is exactly what you want. So now we're just going to, of course, respawn. I'm not sure how my teammates have super-wise. Just going to take the opportunity to check the bush to see what I can get. And got to be careful about this Dynamite, but I don't care too much because they're on the safe and we won right there. So there we go. Able to rely on my teammates pretty well as well. All right, now we're going to fix this team using Double Tank and Crow. Crow usually pretty good in Heist. Probably an A grade or an S grade brawler in Heist. Usually, I'm not really going to recommend him on this map. He doesn't have enough damage for me. He's not really what I would like. There's too many walls, too easy to not, to use it to just ignore Crow, honestly. He's an okay at damaging the safe. Of course, if you land directly on the safe with a Crow server, that's going to be a lot of damage. But generally want the third brawler to be, if it's going to be at long range, if it's not going to be a tank, you'd rather it be more defensive, like a Ricochet, like a Spike. So I'm not really going to recommend you do that with that. So I could have supered there as a defensive, but I knew my teammates were there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try and keep this El Primo low. There's a lot of great bounce opportunities for Ricochet, so definitely take the time to try and learn those. And supering as a defensive super with Ricochet is really, really key. A lot of times you're going to be able to get good value with that because you can see I already got 2/3 of my super back. So don't be afraid to do that because you're going to get your super back really easy. So now it's going to take some time. We got 3 of us on the safe. We're going to do a lot of damage just like Crow defending. And we're just going to swarm the safe. And they have nothing they can do really. I think we actually didn't quite kill it right there. So we're going to have to go ahead. Probably a tank is going to get a super or I'm going to get super and just finish off the safe. Ricochet's super is so long. It's really good on this map. You can just use it in a lot of great ways. Always do not be afraid to use it defensively. As you can see here, I used it, got it back already. And I'm going to go ahead and I think just use it right here. Try and use that really long range. But I think I actually missed. I used it too soon. So that was unfortunate. Not great. Not the way to do it. But I got it back really quickly. And then I ended it with the second time. And there we go. So not too shabby. Okay, this is going to be our last match. And here you're going to see how Frank's going to be kind of useful. Kind of not. So they have basically triple tank, but instead of Bull, I believe, or El Primo, I don't remember. I think they have El Primo. No, they don't have El Primo. So they have Frank instead. So they actually win the first one-on-one matchup because they have 2 tanks versus 1 here. And I'm not quite sure if this Frank is going to go really aggressive or not. He actually stays defensive, which is fine by me. He could have gone forward, and I wouldn't have had a great angle to hit him. He's going to build up a super here, but Frank isn't going to be a great offensive brawler, which is what he's doing right now. He's not going to get a ton of damage on the safe. He doesn't do a lot of damage per shot. He's pretty slow here. Our Primo's going to be able to defend for the most part. Not the best way we could have done it. He broke down some walls, but he didn't break down any key ones because okay, the Bull is gonna actually no, they didn't break that down because their Darryl doesn't have a direct line to the safe right now. Still, I say that and then he goes right to the safe. I think the Bull got it. So we're able to take, actually, they took a lot of damage to us because we were able to, well, not able to. We lost that first one-on-one matchup and that was pretty punching. But here we're gonna go ahead and get a lot of damage here. Good Frank super there, but they're already down to 25% safe health. They do have 3 supers, so we gotta defend really, really well. This is where you're gonna see the power of Ricochet as the defensive brawler. I just go ahead, I knew they wanted to go to the safe. A lot of times they just super straight down the middle, so I just supered away right down the middle because I knew they were going to. Anyways, they all had super, I just supered right away. Another super again, and a lot of damage. We're actually down to 5% safe health, and it got really, really close there, but our Darryl was able to clutch it for us, and there we go. Okay, those are going to be my best tips on how to play Bone Tunnel. I do hope you enjoyed this Heist map guide. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later.